So I'm just going to quickly run through the GCSE 2024 paper 1. So this is an editor. So the formula is that. Common difference, just difference between any two consecutive terms. First term is obviously 1. Just solve. Next one, just simple stuff again. Convert and do that. Make into same denominator. Next one. This step is wrong, so when I'm working. And the next one. So first. Work out litres of paint, just and then how much that covers. So the area covered, it says that covers, each one covers 10 meters squared, so it's just 7.5%. Then you have to work out the area of the whole shape, so I'd split it like that. We'll split whichever way. So plus 4 times 5. You can see the area covered is more than the area of the floor, so because 60 is less than 75, yes, petrol has enough paint. If one covers 11 meters squared, does that affect the answer? Well, no, because 7.5 times 10 is this, which is already more than enough. So if it covers even more, it'll be even more. And as it's already more than enough, it's clearly going to be perfectly fine. So it doesn't affect anything. Yeah, no, does not affect. Next one. So, how many numbers are in the set not P? So, I'll write down the numbers, so you just write everything not in it. So, 10, I'll just do it in order. 11, 13, 14, 17. Probability that it's in the set P or Q. So that is just anything that's in either of them. So out of a total of 9, there's 5 9s. So that's the answer for that. Try to do decide if you need any working marks. Drive distance 513 kilometers. So, estimate is a clear word here. 513 is roughly. That was a bad estimate symbol. Something like that. Kilometers. 80.81 euros for every 10 kilometers. So, every 10 kilometers, 500. Divided by 10 times 0.81. 50 times 0.81, which is same as 50. So 5 times 81 over 10. 5 times 81 is 420. No, it's not. 5 times 81 is 405. Yep. And that's the answer. It's an underestimate. It's an underestimate because I've rounded down. No, equation for line. So this again, standard stuff. You find the gradient, so change in y, change in x. So change in y is 3 over 2. You just take two coordinates. I just chose these two, so yeah. Then the y-intercept, you can see is 3, because you can see it here. That is where it meets the y-axis. So equation of line equals y equals 3 cos x plus 3. And equation of line parallel, all it means of parallel just means same gradient, so same gradient and just any y-intercept. So that is one line. It's parallel. 3 is to the 400 joules empty. So find numbers of empty joules. So it's 15, so 150 empty joules. Okay, so units small to medium to large. This small to medium is 3 to 4. This is 1 to 2. So if that's a 1 to 2, then you know the large one is double of medium. So this would be 8 here. So then you just generally work out number of the small jars out of the empty ones. So 3 plus 4 plus 8 equals 15. So and that's just 30. And then as a percentage, the total is 400. See, so 30 times 100 divided 3/4 times 1 is 30 times 30 over 4 times 1, 7.5%. Mean wave 8 is 2.5. Mean wave 3 of them is 2. So find the total. Find total of 3. Subtract. And then 1 by 5. For this, sale price is 0.7 of the normal price. So if the sale price is 0.7 of the normal price, then just think if it's been reduced by a certain amount, it's got to be just 0.3. So it's 30%. Again, slide this off, so times 20. Then I'll subtract, so -4 minus 15 is 11. 46 minus 90 is minus 44. So y equals -4. Sub in any, so I'll sub in 1. So there we go. So it's translated by 6 minus 4, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, minus 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why I'm just doing the bottom triangle, and then I'll just follow the same 2 up, 1 across. So that's triangle B. It's rotated on this point 90 degrees clockwise, and that takes out to there, there, and you would use tracing paper or whatever to do that. And then the single transformation, you can clearly see its rotation because the orientation of the shape has changed, and overall it's going to be from the point 41, 90 degrees. Letter of which graph can have this equation, so you can see this is a quadratic that has a negative y-intercept. It's a positive quadratic with negative y-intercept, so it's clearly H. It can't be A because that's a positive y-intercept. Minus x cubed, so a negative cubic graph. The only cubic graphs here are going to be E and F is the negative one. You can check it by just subbing in a value, so if I sub in 1, the y value has to be -1 when x is 1. And you can see for E, it's clearly positive, where F is negative. So there you go. Then for the third one, it's reciprocal, negative reciprocal. So it's clearly either B or J. And again, if you don't remember, just sub in like a random value, 1. So x is 1, which one has a negative y value? It's J. Class width, you can see frequency densities on the side. Frequency is just frequency divided by class width, so I'm just going to divide them straight away. That's 2, that'll be 3.5, 22.5, 4, 2.8. Then might as well go up in 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you just draw the graph, so that's that. What's that? 10 to 30, 3.5. So. 30 to 35, 4.4, so again, same thing. And then yeah, same for the rest. I guess I might as well finish strong then. 30 to 35, 35 to 50 is 2. That's meant to be on the that line there. And then yeah, 50, 60, 0.8, so that's about 9. And then I'm going to split between 20 and 40. So between 20 and 30. It's just going to be half of 70. 30 and 35 is 22. And then between 35 and 40, it's just going to be a third, because that's the third of the class width, times 30, which is that total frequency, which is 10. So 35 plus 20 plus 10, which equals 67, out of the total 150. God, I hate histograms. This you just expand any two, which I've rolled on. Pause. And same thing again. You basically just, yeah, carry on with every term. Kind of hope you haven't made a mistake. Have I made a mistake somewhere here? Yeah. Let me just see, I can see a mistake. Yeah, so 6x cubed minus 30x squared. Don't know how I missed that. And then simplify. so this angle's theta, or you can label whatever, theta is just Greek, and that's just how it's done. This arc is 5 pi, so area of the sector. So arc length formula is, so what you need to do is find theta, so then you can find the area. So theta over 360 times 2 pi times r, which is 6, equals the arc length, which is 5 pi, cancel pi's, cancel this, that, theta over 60, 2 theta over 60 equals 5, 2 theta equals 300. Now you know theta, area, just use the area formula. So theta over 360 now again, because it's a non-calc, you've got to look for ways to cancel things. 6 squared is 36, that goes to 10, cancel this, so it ends up just being 15 pi. Nice and easy. Okay, so only n orange sweets and 1 white sweet. Takes a random one sweet, eats it, and takes another and eats it. Sure, probability is that. So you know the total sweets is n plus 1, because it's out of the denominator. In the first take, the probability of an orange sweet is going to be n over n plus 1, because it tells you this at the start. And in the second one, assuming you've already taken one orange sweet, it's going to be n minus 1 over n plus 1 minus 1, because you've taken one out of the whole thing. N. By the way, this total isn't because of that denominator. That was wrong. That was just because you can clearly see here. That's what the total sweets are. And then probability you have both of them is n over n plus 1 times n minus 1 over n. Cancel the n's. And there you go. You've shown it. Then for rationalising, you just times by the side on the bottom. Equals 37 over 7. And simplifying this, best way is take the largest square number you know out of a third. That's the quickest way to simplify. So the largest one is 16. So root 16 times root 5 minus root 5. That's 4 root 5 minus root 5, which is 3 root 5. Show it's in this. So just write out with lots of decimals first. 1, 5, etc. Same with this. Etc. And then so when you add them, 0.378787, and so on. And then you do the normal. X equals that 10x, because you want to get the normal reciprocating decimal. And 1000x. It's going to be 3787 point. Yeah, 3787.78, etc. So that's 990x. Yeah. So 375. This is 375 over 990. Again, you simplify this way one, I would just take 5 out straight away. So 5 into 375 goes to 75, and 90, it's 95. No, that is not right. Divide by 10 times by 2 is the best way, so 198. And just that simplify more, I'm sure it does, because it needs to get into something of a 66, so that divides by 3 to 66, so 25. It's 25. Okay, cool. AB equals AC, AD equals BD, and BC to CD is the 4 to 21 ratio. Okay. So how would I do this? Ah, I see. So you can see there, isosceles triangles. So since they're similar, you can do the same sorts of things with them. So, you know, AB equals AC, AD equals BD. AB, and you know the similar. So AB over, say, BC. So this over this is going to be the same as AD, this, over AB, that. Let's see. And then, what else was? This isosceles triangle, This is 180 minus x. This is going to be 180 minus x. Yeah. So, AB over BC, it gives you 4 there. So 4 equals AD, which they're giving you the ratio. So CD is 21, so AD assuming it's 25. I know it's a ratio, but it still works proportionally. For AB equals 10. Therefore, AD over AB equals 25. Equals, 5 is 2 to the ratio AB, so you know that, so flip the fraction, 2 fifths, it's going to be 2 to 5, like so. Don't like that question at all, but yeah, noting that it's similar is the most useful part, and even though it's just a ratio, you can still sum the numbers because it's all fractions, essentially, ratio fractions. Okay, so 2 to the x is this. X plus 1 equals 8. Okay, so first thing I would do is simplify. Plus 2 to then minus 2 to the... Oh wait, no. Just keep the division sign on. I'm trying to do too many steps on one go. That was 2 to n minus the third. And then 2 to the y. It's 2 to the 5 halves. So, you know, x equals n minus 1/3, y equals 5 halves, x plus y equals 8. So just sub in the values. Simplify. Well, just bring everything to one side, so 8 plus a third minus 5 halves. And then you could just do this however you want. Plus a third, so 2/6 minus 15/6. Let's bring it here. Eight minus 13/6. So 48 minus 13/6 is 35/6. So 5/6. That's one. So cuboid, volume of that, I say that, surface area of that, length is that. So 300 equals 20 times width times height. Width is greater than the height. Put that aside. Okay, so let's do 30 divided by 20, so 15 equals width times height. So I'm assuming you set simultaneous equations because you've got two unknowns and you have this as well. So let's call that equation 1. And then total surface area is going to be all the faces. So height times width, 2 of them. Height times length, 2 of them. Width times height, 2 of them. So just 370 equals 2 of 20 plus 2 h plus 2 with height. I'm going to divide the whole thing by 2 actually, that would make things easier. So 185 equals 20w plus and we actually know from here width height is 15. So 20w plus 20 height plus 15 subtract. That's not. Divide by 20 as well. 20 goes into that. 8.5 is 8.5. No, I can still use this equation. 15 is, you know. Also, what I would do is rearrange. This is the second equation. So rearrange. Sub in the first. Whenever it's two unknowns, always, more 90% of the time ends up being simultaneous. So 15 equals W H. Bring it to the other side. Then you have to solve this. So what times is to get 15? adds to minus 8.5. 6 and 2.5 would be the numbers, so minus 6 minus 2.5. This is narrow. Age minus 6 equals 0. Age equals 6, or age equals 2.5. No, if age is 6, then W equals 2.5. Or if h is 2.5, W is 6. So the width is greater than the height. So if the width is greater than the height, then h has to be 2.5. So as greater than height, 2.5. There we go. And this is just generic sine graphs. It's just something you have to know. So peaks are 1 and minus 1. I mean, peaks at 1, top at minus 1. Hits the 90. I'm very bad at drawing curves. 91, 180, 0, 270 minus 1, 360, 0. So at this point there. Badly drawn, but you get the point. That was also bad. Yep. And solve this equation. So sine x equals minus a half. So, but this should be curved. If you, well, you can see here minus a half is going to be here. So it's got 2 points. Cuts it. So don't know if you know, but well, there's something you need to sine 30 equals a half. So when you're looking for the minus a half, think you've gone 30 along here to get to a half. So from here, you go 30 along to get to this bit. So minus a half is just 180 plus 30. That's one value, and then the other value is the same here, so it'd be 360 minus 30. Okay, so equation of circle 0, 0. X squared plus y squared equals r squared. Oh, gives you the coordinates, so I'll just sub in. Because I can just sub in the values then. For 5, 10. It'll give me the gradient. So r squared is 125. Then for the x coordinate 2 is minus 2. So for q, I want to find the y coordinate. So plus y squared. You can just leave this r squared as that. Now y equals plus minus square root of it, because when you root you get positive and negative. L is a positive gradient. Now this is probably where it helps to draw, which is not my greatest point, but if one is 5, 10, that's coordinate P, a positive graph gradient is that way. And this is minus 2. So either minus 2, 11, which might be higher up if my circle's better, but it can't be because that's that way. But if it's this way, the gradient would be there. And L is the line that intersects them. So it's got to be the negative one, as L has positive gradient. And now you can look at the gradient, the y2 minus y1. So q is coordinates minus 2, 7. So minus 11, minus 2, 21 over 7 equals 3. And yeah, just y equals mx plus c as normal. So I'll use the corner 5, 10 for it. Y equals 3x plus c, and I'll solve here. So equals 3, 5. So that's 15. C equals minus 5. So of course the y-axis is 0k. Y-intercept is minus 5, so k is minus 5. Alright, hope that helped. I also do tutoring for GCSE and A-level maths, so put my email in the description and send me a message if you're interested in it. Alright, thanks. See ya.